Okay.
All right, we are live.
Okay, good. So tonight, everyone, we're going to actually have, I think that's the way I'll do it, just like this, so we don't have all this. Yeah. We're going to have three sections. The first part, just very, very quick, a couple of announcements, but the part one is to get people started, the basic path to get started within the IM Academy. Many of you have already seen that, so when I do that talk, if you've seen it before, just go grab a cup of coffee or a glass of wine, whatever. Um, but the second part, we're going to be just diving a little more into harmonics and some of the key things that are happening there with new things happening with harmonics, and I wanted to make people aware of. And the last part is our featured guest, but he couldn't make it till the last part. So that'll be
You got to stick
David
around.
Kershaw. Yeah, and that's David Kershaw is going to show us about Gold Cup and everything else, and he's the best of the best. When Jason and I first got started with the IM Academy, we joined David Kershaw's group for the Zoom call, and that was trading with Bass, and David Kershaw's background, actually, he's a business owner of I was going to say a pub, but it's a nightclub, I think
Nightclub.
he calls it. So very busy
Nightclub
guy when he
downtown
first got
Vancouver.
started. Yeah, in downtown Vancouver, and very busy guy making lots of money, but he still thought he wanted to learn something new, and he got intrigued with this. I'll let him tell the story, but now with the COVID shutdown, this is his career. He says it's saving my business. So he's got lots to say about the Gold Cup as a good strategy and a few other things that he does. He's a pro trader already, so he's going to join us later on. So a couple things I just wanted to mention here for everyone's sake is to, again, make sure that you are familiar when you're sharing with people about the IM. I'd like to share with people, look, at there's an opportunity to make money learning a new skill. It might take you 2, 3, 4 months to learn it, but it's really worthwhile because the trading platform that we have is actually a fantastic learning academy. And you don't have to do the networking piece. You probably just want to learn about trading, right? So the video that we've created or the platform we created, let me just find that for you. And just make sure that everyone is familiar with it. Sorry, I'm having a hard time finding what I'm looking for. Where is it? Here we go. So the platform we found, trying to make that thing go away. There we go. Okay, so it's called traderscorner.org, okay? And we have a video, I'll just click it. And this has been, a lot of people said this particular 9-minute presentation by this dude is fantastic. It's quite fast-paced. It's 95% about trading, a little bit about building teams, but we get really, really good responses by introducing people to IM using this 8-minute video, right? And once they've watched that video, at the end, they'll be able to then, if they want to learn more, is to be able to, oh brother, I lost it. What happened? Just type it in again. Traders. I find that when you're on Zoom, things work a little bit different. So just be patient. So Traders Corner. So let me just get this shrunk. So a lot of people are not familiar with the fact, scroll down, there's 3 videos. First video is generate income trading only, 4 minutes long. If you want to build a team, 3 minutes long. And if they like both, presenting both, then they're going to click on this third option, and that's going to take them to Mel's presentation. So Melanie's presentation, the full presentation of both opportunities, right? So the intent here is the 9-minute is what most people are going to watch. If they're curious enough, they might dive in deeper. It doesn't matter. just get people to watch that first 9-minute video. Then they can, usually have a few questions. That is the tool that we wanted you to be aware of. Again, it's traderscorner.org is where the video is. So you could send it by, it's really a great tool to send by text. That's how I send it to people, just to be aware of that as a tool, okay? And then another thing that this is, again, a big change. We used to have the Freedom Revolution weekly team meetings on Sundays, but that's now been switched to Saturdays, and it's 10:30 a.m. Mountain Time. I find I ignored this part of it for a long time, and it was a mistake. I find it really, really inspiring. We're being bombarded with so much negativity in the news and everything else. And I think if you can carve out the time, the testimonials are always very good, company announcements, very positive personal development stuff. So, I know if you're just a trader, you might say, well, this is a lot of stuff about building teams and everything else. But I guarantee most of the content is relevant to everyone and anyone. It's very, very positive, encouraging stuff. So just remember now it's switched to 10:30 Mountain Time. So be aware of that. And the other thing is that every single Monday and Thursday as well, you also have the presentations for the, I call them the opportunity presentations. Just for lack of a better name, is like, and again, 2/3 of the content is about trading. So if you're just a trader, it's impossible to not be on Monday or Thursday to not be encouraged. I know we all need it, right? So don't underestimate the importance of hearing testimonials, ideas, feedback. And I listened to one of these, a lady named Shanda Wright, and she's Shanda from Vancouver Island, and just full of energy, very positive, but she's had tremendous success with trading. And so, again, every Monday, every Thursday at 8 o'clock our time, you can invite people to take a look at this if they need to learn about the trading opportunity, learning how to trade, everything else. 2/3 of the content is trading. It's and the testimonials, and then a little bit at the end about building a team. So just wanted to remind everyone of that. Okay, so what I wanted to do, if you're brand new, if you've not traded before, I'm going to give you just the basics 101 of how to get started. And we have to assume, first of all, that someone talked to you and showed you how to download MetaTrader 4 into your smartphone, and you've got MetaTrader 4 sort of figured out. And again, there's settings and that kind of thing that have to be done. But just basically what I do when I get started with a brand new person is I just show them the platform. Now, keep in mind, when you're enrolling a brand new person, it might take 2 or 3 hours before they have access to the academy itself. They enroll, and they can see in their IM Academy certain things. But as far as getting access to the actual learning center, the IM Center, it takes 2 or 3 hours after you enroll. That's normal. And if it takes much longer than that, you might have a glitch somewhere. But I always tell people, just wait a few hours, and then you'll be able to sign in using your username and password, and you'll be able to get into the academy. And they're right now making some changes in the academy, so it's thing that's typically there because they're just in the middle of making some changes. But the most important thing is to familiarize yourself with the academies, which is the learning tools kind of videos you can watch to learn the basics. Pip Talks is kind of the internal system that IM has for if you really like one of the live traders, or if you really like one of the strategies, you can actually sign up so that it's like an internal Telegram messaging service within IM. It's exclusive only to members. And then there's strategies, and then go live. So I'm just going to jump in. The first thing I tell people is like, always get started with downloading your MetaTrader 4, and then learn the basics. Now, this is something for everyone to be familiar with. Because I've already enrolled into the English, it says 69 items. For a brand new person, it'll say 2 items. I think it says 2 items. And if you click under Spanish, for example, it says 1 item. Well, there's a lot more than 1 item. The first thing you do is you enroll, right? And then when you enroll, then you'll have access. So just keep in mind, at first, a person is going to see 2 items here in English, if I remember right. I enrolled, by the way, in the German one. That's why there's now 45 items. But just keep that in mind. A brand new person is only going to see 2 items. They enroll, and once they enroll, then they're going to be able to see the rest of it, right? They have to scroll down, and there's the 100 series, 200 series, 300 series, 400 series. So the first thing you want to do, brand new person, is you know nothing about this Forex stuff. It doesn't matter. I basically just knew it existed. I didn't know much about it other than it existed. And some people did Forex trading, and it was hard. That's the only thing I knew about Forex. And the Academy will walk you through. Sorry, I'm just going to turn my phone off. There we go. The Academy is going to walk you through the basics of stuff. What is Forex? The history of Forex. You're going to have the opportunity to do tests along the way. It's optional. There's no requirement. No one is going to find out that you scored 50% on one of your tests. It's nothing like that. It just helps you to, you know, pay a little more attention when you're, and each one of these is just a short video, right? So when you press the play button, you're going to come across a video, and I'm going to stop it right away. But this one's 2 minutes and 36 seconds long. So the 100 series will take you about 1 hour and 15 minutes. And that will give you the basic understanding to be able to follow a live trader. The idea with IM, which is the difference between IM and pretty well anyone else out there, is that you can actually watch and learn. You can actually, or another way of saying, you can earn while you're learning, right? In other words, it's a matter of being able to learn the basics enough so you can follow a live trader. Now, you're still only going to understand about, I laugh, you know, when I first listened to Bass, I had no idea what he was talking about, other than I did know when he said, okay, enter a buy or a sell. I knew what that meant. I knew how to enter a take profit. I knew how to enter a stop loss, and that's it, right? The rest of what Bass was talking about, I didn't really understand, other than as he was talking, I developed a curiosity and I desired to learn more, right? So it's like an apprenticeship where you're watching a person and saying, well, that's interesting, and watching them do something. Now, when you're going back to the Learning Academy, it's going to be way more, you know, you're going to absorb way more information more quickly. So the 100 series is all you really need to do when you get started. The 100 series being in the English, of course, and then you can go and start watching the live traders. See, this is what it does, Jason. Why does it do that to me? It's weird.
Right now, there's so many changes happening. Like the site is just a mess. So it's kind of a bad day to show.
Okay, but the academies is where you start, 100 series, and then you go to the go live, right? And the best way to go live, by the way, is sure you go live. But the way Jason and I started, the way we recommend you start, is find a Zoom group that then will join one of these live sessions. Now you can go, as a member, you can go to any of these live sessions anytime you want, and you're going to find them when you go under the Go Live website. It just clicks automatically from your IM Academy. It goes to the Go Live. You can see you're going into a different website. There we are. And it is glitchy because of the changes, so just keep that in mind. they're doing something tonight. And they usually do the changes, by the way, during the hours where there's the least amount of trading, right? So that's right now, and it'll hopefully get fixed here. But in the Go Live section, anytime you go to the bottom of the page, you'll see who the current live traders are. So there's a guy named Evan and a guy named Matthew. But you know what? If you just join all by yourself, it's going to be difficult to learn. The nice thing with being part of the Freedom Revolution group is that you'll be able to decide, okay, I'm going to check out, oh yeah, there we go. Freedom Revolution group is that you can go into the Facebook page of Freedom Revolution. So Freedom Revolution is our team. And we have a Facebook page called Freedom Revolution for members only, right? And then you can click under events, and under events, you can find some opportunities to join live trading sessions. So here's the morning trade crew. This is the one I'm on right now with Shanda Wright. She is fantastic because she starts about, actually starts about 7:30 Mountain Time, and she's usually following Lee Allen and Kathy Kirkland. And Kathy and Lee Allen are really fast. But what's nice about Shanda is she slows everything down so that she says, okay, they just gave us a trade to do buy or sell, and then she'll type it in so that if you're a little bit uncertain, Shanda is a fantastic coach, right? So you can follow, she's doing a night pip crew now, and she's doing a morning crew. So I believe she's following here, Bass in the evening, okay? And Jason is doing the same thing, so you can join Jason's group as well. Or you can follow Shanda in the morning. So I encourage you to follow a Zoom call. It doesn't matter. Let's say you're a platinum member, all you have is Harmonics, and you jump on in the evening with the night pip crew, which is at 11:30 p.m. Mountain time, goes to 12:30 with Bass, and Bass trades with pivots. You say, well, I don't have pivots. It doesn't matter. If you have MetaTrader 4 and you can listen to Bass and you can follow the group, there's about 30 of people that are on the Zoom call. And if you have any questions, you can type in the questions. It's a fantastic system. So I really encourage people to, yes, go live, but ideally go live with a Zoom group, right? Because if you can, and Jason, you have a Go Live group. It's going to be posted again in the Telegram page. Maybe just tell us again just how to find that. And if people, and that's a Zoom call, I should say, Go Live. So maybe just explain that.
Everyone who is on this call, you have reached the channel that you will join me at 11:30 Mountain Standard Time every night. So
okay.
Zoom.traderscorner.org is my channel, and that is the channel we trade on.
Yeah, so it's exactly the same link. Every night, 11:30, you're on with Jason. So you have Shanda, you have Jason, you have different options, but I encourage people, be part of a Zoom group, following a live trader at first. And then after that, you can, go whenever you have time to the other traders, but that Zoom call is very, very key. So I'll go back now to the IM Center. Like I said, the Go Live part is the coolest part. If you, again, click in Go Live, I'm just going to avoid that because this is definitely not efficient tonight. Yeah, so
I have figured out what they've changed in the Go Live platform, though. You were asking me earlier if you want to.
Right. Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that later. I don't want to confuse people, but if you're again, if you have any of these, if you have Gold Cup, you can click on Gold Cup, and it'll actually show you the traders, live traders, and what time that they're trading. Okay, so and that's again, knowing what time they're trading, and this is just subject to change right now. Okay, there you are. Okay, they all showed up. Good. So these are the main educators for Gold Cup. And you can see that you can pick the time that works best for you. If you're a Gold Cup trader, you'll be able to check that out. For everybody, if a platinum member, you can again go to Harmonics. There you are, Forex Harmonics, and you can find who the best of the live traders are. Okay. There they are. And Manny is the one that Shanda follows in the morning. It says 10 a.m., but that's Eastern time, 8 a.m. Mountain time. And we're always on at least 15 minutes early because 9 times out of 10, Manny does a trade even before 8 a.m. So it's worth doing that. So again, there's different ways to get started, but being part of a Zoom group is a really practical way to get started, okay? So you'll have a great experience by being part of a Zoom group. And then the last thing I want to show you here in this platform, there we go. No, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Is it's just very glitchy tonight. Sorry about that. Going back to the IM Academy Center. So you've got the academies. At the bottom, you've got the Go Live section. And of course, you also go here in the strategy. So if you're a platinum member, you have Harmonics, and that's it, right? So, but again, remember with Harmonics, every one of the live traders, 130 plus within the IM Academy, almost all of them became successful starting with Harmonics. Harmonics is the flagship software of the company, invented by the founder of the company, and every type of trading is possible with Harmonics. Okay, so Harmonics, whether you do gold trading, currency trading, or you know, the forex trading, not forex, sorry, the indexes, which is the stock market. So you can do all kinds of trading with Harmonics. So don't underestimate the importance of learning Harmonics. And I just find this as a really good starting point. There's plenty of trades, 200 trades. And again, it gives you the names of the top educators. Manny Quinos is the person that most people follow because he's got a fantastic basic getting started program. And when you click Harmonics, then this is what I wanted to show you here. Now I'm just gonna, that's the getting started, right? Remember, within the Academy, you have the products, you have the live traders, you have the learning systems, but within deeper, once you go deeper within the Academy, you're gonna find this secondary education that is available within the Academy. And that is, sorry, trying to find Manny. Going back to the live traders. This is the part that I found just so fantastic. So every one of our educators, and I promise you this is more glitchy than usual, just I think they're working on things right now. So every one of those, this is Manny right here. So when you click on Manny, you can click on any one of these educators or any of the ones within the program. But Manny, for example, has a tutorial system that is second to none for teaching you everything you could ever want to know about using Harmonics. So he's got what they call the recorded sessions. So the last several weeks of live trading, you can watch them and that kind of thing, but the most interesting part is under favorites. Under favorites, you're going to be able to see his actual tutorials for teaching people how to use the harmonic system. So there you go, harmonic shoulder, harmonics wave, all the different things, so that if you're following Manny, he's going to tell you what trade he's taking and why. It's easy to enter. But if you decide, you know what, I want to do this, you can learn how to do harmonics so that it's called the boot camp. Yeah, the boot camp. Andrea's just reminding me. Uh, you can learn how to do it at any time of day where you have, time, you can take trades, right? Now, I'm still kind of, I like it simple because I'm busy. Every single day, I go right after Manny's done or just before he starts, I look for trades that the harmonics scanner is giving us as recommended trades. And this is an example of one, right? So I don't have to wait for a live trader. I'm harmonics, I'm platinum member, I have harmonics. This is how easy it is. It gives me an entry point, 2 entry points actually. So what all that means, and Manny explains it just means that certain people would see this as a good entry point. Other people would say this is a good entry point. You can pick one or the other. And at this point, because the trade is taking place right at this price, right where you see, right, at 1.0667. So it's right in between the two green lines. So if I'm busy, I might look at it, you know what? I'm just going to take this trade as a sell because it might go up a little more, but the expectation is that even if it does go up a little more, it's going to hit the ceiling and then it's going to come down. So and the currency that we're trading here is Aussie, New Zealand dollar. So the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. And this would be a recommended sell with a take profit at this dollar amount and a stop loss at this dollar amount. It's just that easy that you enter the stop loss, you enter the take profit, and then I go to work. And like I said, if you're really busy between 7 and 8, there's a lot of trades that are available using this scanner. I listen to Manny, and I usually do 1 or 2 trades in addition to what he has, just because I'm having a cup of coffee, I'm relaxed, I'm listening to him, and it works really, really well. There's at least an 80% success rate. It's not 100%, it's 80%, which means that if you trade consistently, you're going to have good weeks and you're going to have bad weeks, but on average, you're going to do well. And that is a key thing with harmonics. And again, the reminder I want to show you here, and this is, again, going back to the Freedom Revolution page, I'm on every morning with Shanda. And the reason is because there's a group of about 30, and it's fun. And she's a sharp, sharp lady. She's so on top of it. You can join her starting about 7:30 Alberta time. And she's usually, as I said, following Kathy Kirkland and Lee Allen. And if they're taking a trade, she will slow it all down and she'll help you with it, right? So just, again, watch the 100 series and now you are ready to join the live trading. And if you can't do the evening or the live trading, the Zoom call sessions that I'm showing you, the night PIP or the morning trade crew, I guess the next best thing is just follow a live trader that you find that works for your schedule. There are a few others that are available, but those are the 2 big ones that people follow, okay? Any comments or questions you want to add to that, Jason?
No, I think you covered everything quite well. And
Okay, perfect.
yeah, the key is just show up.
Yeah.
Show up. Pick a time, show up, stick with it. Don't just poke your toes in the water and check it out. Show up every day and it'll start making sense and you'll start having success and you'll find the right fit and the rhythm for you when you find the right person.
Totally. And I find Manny as well, because he's more methodical, he's not too fast. And so you're going to find Bass and Manny both are good starting people when you're first learning to enter your trades. You're going to find that, whether it's 3 or 5 trades in a given 1-hour session, it's not overwhelming. It's easy to follow. and it's a very good place to start. It's, you know, from there, there's all kinds of options that will unfold. We're going to be talking in just a few minutes about Gold Cup. We're waiting for David to join us. He's going to join us any minute here. So as soon as he does, we're going to be able to jump in and let him explain how he uses Gold Cup. And what I'll just kind of tell you is, like, within, just to prep for when he does come, I'm going to show you there you are. So this is Gold Cup. Again, it's an upgrade. So if you're a platinum member, it's $20 a month extra to have Gold Cup. Why I like Gold Cup is because it's an app that is on my smartphone, and I'll be able to, during the day when I have a short break, if I get a notice of a trade idea, it's really easy to work off an app. And there's only 2 apps right now within the IM Academy. There's actually 3. One is for cryptocurrency, but two apps for Forex. And the swipe trades is great, but the success rate is about 60%, whereas Gold Cup has a higher success rate, 80%. So, you know, the same price. If you're going to do an app, I recommend Gold Cup as the one app. And again, within Gold Cup, you're going to find that there's additional upgrades that you can get. What comes with the basic program is MA Cross, Masters, Teacup, and Gold Rush. US 30 is an upgrade. I've not used it once. All my US 30 trades I do with Lee Allen and Kathy Kirkland. That's all I do, and sometimes on my own. So I wouldn't even bother with the upgraded US 30. Just get Gold Cup, and then within Gold Cup, you're going to, this is the main one that I believe that Dave uses, and that's the Master Teacups. But he's, you know, he takes maybe 3-4 trades a week. But what's nice with these trades, again, they're giving you all the detail of the entry price, the stop loss, the take profit. You'll get a notice, and it's not a huge number of trades, but it's usually really dramatic returns. In other words, you're making a good amount of money on these trades. So that Teacup or Gold Cup is designed for people who are busy. If you pay attention to it and don't miss these trades, only 3 or 4 per week, sometimes 5 or 6, but they're good trades that have over 80% success rate. So now, if you experiment every once in a while when you have time, you might hit that 20% that's not successful, right? Again, consistency. That's the main thing that Jason and I are telling people is, if you're going to do Gold Cup, be consistent. Every time the signal goes off, look, take the trade. Look, take the trade. If you're going to follow Bass, follow him every night. Good weeks, bad weeks, follow him. Learn, learn, learn. You're going to follow Manny, same thing. Every morning, 3 mornings per week with Manny. That's achievable for anyone. But that's the basics that we tell people is pick a strategy, stick with it, and really dive in and learn. And so, yeah. So do you see Dave anywhere yet?
Not
Jason?
yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
So we'll just go with questions here. If anybody has questions, let's try to answer those questions.
When you're looking at that teacup there.
Yep.
So I looked at this today, and I guess it was probably here. So sometimes there isn't a date on it, I noticed. But so this is already made. This is all done here already, right? Like this whole teacup is done, and now you're gonna take your entry at 87,524, and then he was expecting it to go down.
That's correct. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're expecting it to go down to 87,334. So they expect it to go down here, right?
Right.
Right. So the higher it is when you enter, the better, in the sense that you're going to be able to take this larger amount of pips to be able to make a better profit, right? So, but
So
that's
is the
very
entry,
good point. Not all of them will have the time stamp, but it's not hard to figure it out because this is a 1 hour setting, right? So
so
yeah,
the
so
entry, is that just a suggestion for them, or?
87, what they'll say, and I don't want to get too much detail in explaining this, but when Dave comes, we'll stop. I'll explain it. And by the way, if Dave says something different than I'm saying, he's right
Yeah.
and I'm wrong. so
Okay.
so
Like,
he's far more experienced with teacups. But what I basically, I have a simple chart that I always keep in mind because there's the simple way of taking a trade is buy or sell, which means at that precise second in time when you press buy or sell, you're actually entering the trade, right? But because of the fact that sometimes that ideal entry point hasn't been achieved yet. So let's say if you go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, right? The ideal entry point, that's what they gave you as the ideal entry point right there, right? And they gave you a stop loss up here. So let's say I go back 8 hours. Let's say I'm right here, 8 hours. Now it hasn't yet, it's down below the entry price. So I call this the ceiling, right? It wants to hit the ceiling and then theoretically bounce back. In this case, it hit the ceiling and went through the ceiling, which isn't necessary. It's not uncommon. But let's say this morning I was about to go to work and they gave me this trade. I would call this, and that's why I look at it, it's called a sell limit. It hits the ceiling and drops. So I would enter into my MetaTrader, I would enter something called a sell limit. A sell limit means that, let's say this is the time of day that I'm trading. And when it hits this price, the trade will now become active, right? I enter in the future when it hits this price. And that, it's a little bit complicated for a brand new person, but it's fun to learn because oftentimes the best entry point is not at this precise moment in time. The best entry point is when it hits a higher price, or if it's projected, sometimes it's a floor. They say don't enter yet, wait until it goes down a little more. And when it hits down at the floor, then enter because it's going to come back up, right? So just keep in mind that this is something that is easy to learn, but I keep this chart handy because then I can picture it in my mind. This was supposed to be, it hits the ceiling and then comes down. It didn't do that. It hit the ceiling and went further up, but it's still very likely that it's going to come down. It's not unusual that it'll go a little bit higher past the entry point. It'll go into the red before it comes back down and into blue, right? So still no David Kershaw.
Not yet. You can keep taking some questions.
Okay. Any other question?
Yeah, I got one. What kind of, like one of the items on a Gold Cup, there was gold. Like what specifically are they trading there?
I've actually stayed away from gold.
Okay.
And it is, like I said, I just only use Master's Teacup, right?
Right.
So Gold Rush, I guess I just always assumed it's gold. I've had.
XUSD. Okay.
Yeah, there you are. So yeah, it's always gold, and gold is very volatile. maybe I'll explain something that's really important. It was very, very important one, but I learned the hard way. When you're trading either the indexes, like the US 30, for example, or gold, you want to change your lot sizes, right? So lot size is typically, when we get people started, we say set your lot size at 0.01 for every $100, right? So if you start with $1,000, let's say, in your account, 0.01 for every 100, that means you multiply 0.01 times 10, you end up with 0.1, right? So that's your lot size setting on your MetaTrader 4. And what that does is it controls how much of your account is being traded or how much is being put at risk. And the idea is to make sure that you always limit the amount you're putting at risk with every trade. But when you're trading gold or US 30, you need to change your lot sizes. And I've changed my lot sizes to be 1/10 of what they are for currency trading. So it's a lot smaller. And the first time when I just used the regular lot size, I watched my gold trade go up and down. I had $3,000 in my demo account, and I watched my account go up and down $1,000 in a few seconds, right? It's nice when it goes up, but when it goes down, it's not so nice. It's obviously the lot sizes have to be changed. So I always tell people, when you first get started with trading, stick with the currency trading. I suppose it doesn't matter if you have a demo account to play around with it, because if you see what can happen if you don't change your lot sizes, it's scary, and you realize how quickly people can lose a lot of money. So just make sure you always adjust your lot sizes very dramatically when you start trading with gold or you start trading the indexes. I've been able to have really good success with the indexes, but I had to learn how to adjust those lot sizes and always remember to do that.
Yeah, very good point. Lot sizes, everything. Anyways, Roy, we have Dave Kershaw in the house.
Awesome, Dave. Thanks for joining us. I'm just going to quickly introduce you. So,
looks like you've already gotten into the Gold Cup, my friend.
Yeah. We touched it. We touched on it a little bit, but I'm a novice, and everyone. Dave, of course, he led the Zoom call that Jason and I joined. I don't know if Dave, if you knew that or not, but you're the person that did the best Zoom call, and we were on with you many times, and we enjoyed your leadership and the fact that you were open to allow any members from the Team Revolution group to be able to, Freedom Revolution group, I should say, to join you, that you were generous enough to just widen the circle like that. Very much appreciate you and your leadership, and of course the fact that you're a businessman that discovered trading. So maybe tell us a little bit about your story, and then let's jump into Gold Cup.
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, thanks for having me, by the way. Always a great opportunity to meet new people on the team, because we got 2,000 people on the team, so it's nice to see some different faces. I've been in the hospitality business since the mid-'90s, actually. Right out of university, I got into owning bars. It's just something I started throwing events when I was going to college to kind of pay the tuition, and it just kind of snowballed into something. So I've always wanted to approach wealth building as something I did for myself, and I'm just open-minded to different streams of income. I knew nothing about Forex when my good friend Greg Greeno called me up and said, "Hey, bro, I got a ticket for you to come down to Dallas to come check out this Forex Academy." And I'm like, you know what? Why the heck not? So I went and checked it out. Really liked what I saw. I was able to talk to, I don't know how many people. We stopped like 50 to 100 people about the trading. Got to meet the owner. Really liked his vision. Got to meet a lot of the top reps. Just really liked the people who were involved. Their mission, which is just to empower people to learn a skill set that can, set them financially free. or at very least give them another very powerful stream of income. So I just decided to dive in, learn the trading, started getting some success with the trading myself, and started sharing it. So came in knowing nothing about Forex at all. So I'm not an expert Forex trader by any means yet, but I'm learning, and I do take advantage of all of the signal systems. You know, I have the Elite Pack, so I kick the tires on all of it, and I found that Gold Cup has been really accurate, and there's a whole bunch of different components to it, and I have all of them. So if you guys want me to show it,
absolutely, yeah.
Let's go through it. I'll show you the price trap. Yeah, great. So and then for those of you who,
are you able to see your screen? Can we switch it to?
Yeah, you cannot share your screen while the other participant is sharing. So if you stop sharing, Rob, then I think I can.
Okay, there you go. Ah, there we go. There we go.
Got it. Now, Go Live kind of crashed because literally, guys, the 60,000 people have joined the company in the last 6 or 7 weeks. So there's been some server issues, but let's actually, we don't need that. We need the strategies. I'm hoping that will just work.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, Dave, because I was looking completely incompetent tonight trying to go into Go Live.
Yeah, you know what, guys? It's just one of those things. With massive growth comes some headaches. So I've just found this really accurate. I started trading because I had never traded with the strategy about, I don't know, 6 weeks ago. I actually went from my cash account to a demo account just to kick the tires on it. I'm like, I was mad at myself. I'm like, damn, I missed out on all these profits that I would have had from the first week where I went demo. But, you know, never a bad idea to start trading a demo with a new strategy. That's the way I look at it. I wasn't really sure what to expect. So there's a whole bunch of different components. So this is the first one called the MA Cross. And for those of you who are familiar with like Vibrata, this is sort of a strategy and alert system where you're going to have to do a bit of analysis yourself. And I'm not going to get into that now because I'm not qualified to teach it, first of all, and it would take a bit of time. But you can go on and watch Delando Binda teach it, or Jose Nunez. They do a great job of explaining, and it's basically a checklist you got to follow off. So it's really easy to do. And they will do some trade calls in here. Sometimes you'll see a green hand right in here where these yellow arrows are. And that's suggesting a trade idea, and they'll have the setup there for you as a copy and paste. But the main thing that Rob was talking about was these Masters teacups, and they're just in the strategies here. And I think, Rob, had you gotten into that one, that odd JPY, like literally just to take profit? I was in that one. It was, they took it down already. Shazbot. I wanted to show you that guy's one. That sucks. So this is really how easy it is. They just have the full trade set up here for you. I think Rob was already showing you guys. Actually, this is one that's passed. Now, I'm not looking so confident, Rob.
Yeah, Roy didn't show very many.
Roy, sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
This is the only one we were looking at. I just opened it up and it clicked there. So we were just waiting for you. That's all.
Yeah. So
I didn't steal any of your thunder.
Yeah, that's all good, man. It's super easy. It's just a copy paste system. So this was a sell limit. They just give you the trade setup right there. This guy here too does gold trades. So when the gold trades came out, it's generally from a dude named Papa Patufo. Now this one didn't go so well, but I've taken a bunch of gold trades from him and they've done really well. Not every trade's going to be a winner, but what I found is like somewhere around 3/4 of the trades are hitting take profit. So really, you want to get set up in the Gold Cup alert system on Telegram, and then just when it alerts you to it, come in here and check the Masters teacups. So that's the easiest copy-paste strategy that's part of Gold Cup. The MA Cross, as I was explaining, does need a bit of analysis. So you do have to go do a bit of training and education. But hey, that's what we're really here to do, is to learn a skill set. And that way you can like just kind of fish in the market all day long as these suggestions come up. But again, it's sort of like if you've done Vibrata with Kathy Kirkland's strategy, there's a checklist you have to follow and go through that. So the other cool strategies they have are, I'll go show you Price Trap and US 30. Now, these are add-ons. So if you go to Price Trap and click on that, this is really cool, actually. This is Christopher Derrick's strategy. So he'll have these price setups that he starts at the beginning of the week, and it's basically a channel trading system. So it's a break and retest. So, or, you know, you can just go on and see this pair. And then when it breaks this, this barrier here, and ideally you can either take it when the candle closes or when it retests this area and bounces back again. And then the trade setup's just right there. You hover on that, and it'll give you the exact sort of entry stop loss and the first take profit. And he gives you his strategy here. He twin trades. So it's always like, you know, take your lot size for your full account, do it in 2 trades, cut it in half, you know, make sure you're getting that at least 30 pips, and then ride the other one with a trailing stop loss. So what I like about this strategy, and honestly, it takes, again, a bit of analysis. You got to set some alerts on trading view so that when it breaks these levels, you're alerted, but you can trade it all week long. And every night at 11 o'clock, he goes on Go Live and he makes adjustments to these channels. So you can trade it multiple times in a week. And if it's into a different channel, guess what? He'll adjust the setup. So this is a really cool strategy. And I like the break and retest strategy. It's a common one that I find AS just seems to be successful, and a lot of the educators follow it. So the education part of this, if you go to Go Live through Christopher Derrick, it is an extra $10, but I think it's worth it. So I grabbed it. The education value that he gives every night at 11 PST, I think is super valuable. And honestly, if you can't catch it live, you can watch it the next day, because this is something you can follow all week long. And I've done that. Like I've taken, he sets these up on Sunday night, or is it Monday night? I think Sunday night. And then you can just follow the trade as it progresses, and then he'll change the channel. So it's a really cool way to learn, and it's an awesome strategy. The other one that's really good, this is Kimberly, US 30. This is Kimberly Torres and Luke Longmire. They're 2 of the most followed traders just because their trade records are so savagely accurate. They'll put their index trades in here, but this is another add-on here, the US 30. I think it's $10 again, but that gives you access to their Go Live session at 6 a.m. during the week to get live trade calls. So I've got all of these because, you know, I'm building the business as an leader. I wanted to just analyze all the different strategies and know about them so I could recommend different things to customers. So I know this is all about trading for you guys this session, but, you know, if you have Gold Cup and you want to really get into the index trading, I would really recommend grabbing the add-on for US 30. And if you really like Forex and a breakout strategy and you want to do a lot of learning, I would really recommend Price Trap and Christopher Derrick. He's been with the company since day one. He really does a lot of teaching. So if you really want to learn about the break and retest strategy, like, it's awesome. I mean, you got to put the time in. That's just no doubt about that. It's every night. But if you do want to become your own, like, kind of professional trader, especially in Forex, I would definitely recommend that. And then I think you were touching on Gold Rush. This is the one part I haven't followed too much. And this is just Luke Longmire, and he puts his gold trades in here. So he'll put that alert again in the Telegram. And I'm sure Roy can give you the Telegram for the Gold Cup alerts, and then they would all be set up here. But to be honest, he doesn't do a ton of alerts in Gold Rush. And this is just kind of, it seems to be like a bit of an add-on. So really, it's just there's 5 components: the MA cross, which I showed you guys earlier, the analyze kind of and checklist strategy that you can, you know, fish in the market all day long, the Masters teacups, which is copy paste, and then the US 30, which does have some copy paste component, but then gives you access to really get the best index trading. Roy, who do you trade the indexes with? Kathy, or do you trade it with Luke and Kim?
I trade with Kathy.
Yeah, at 6 in the morning, or do you do the night session?
No, I'm trying to think who. I thought maybe it was just a couple of sessions that they had her on at 7, because I'm joining with Shanda at 7 a.m. BC time. So no, 6 a.m. BC time.
Yeah, that's Kathy's morning session.
Kathy, yeah.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Kathy.
So if you have, I think you have if you have the normal FRX package, the platinum one, I think you get access to that session.
Right. Yeah.
I like 99.9% sure, because I have team members that follow her in the morning. For her midnight session, our time, which I guess would be 1 a.m. your time.
Yeah.
You need Vibrata for that session. So that's really what I can say, guys, is I've been tracking the Gold Cup trades, and I'm on Masters teacups, and I'm way in the profits on just following the Masters teacups. And then again, Price Trap, awesome strategy to learn the Forex trading. And then US 30 is great for indexes. So That's really
Okay.
just a quick overview of what the different components of Gold Cup look like. They all seem to work really well. The other thing I can say is that the access to the Go Live from Gold Cup is some of the top educators. And I really liked Delano Binda's teaching strategy in the MA Cross. It's, again, something that I really want to learn, but I've only got so many hours in the day right now, and I'm really trying to, I'm building the business pretty hard. I'm trading as well. I'm trading HFX. I'm trading digital currency. I'm kind of doing everything. So
Yeah.
it's been a lot of
Quick
fun.
question.
So Dave,
Quick.
oh,
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, fire away.
Yeah, quick question. So if on the teacups, about how many trades per week do they give with the teacups?
Anywhere between 3 and 6. Like this week, it's been like today. I'm in. I think I'm in 3 teacup trades right now. 1 to take profit, one's at entry, and one's in slight profit. So, like about 4 or 5 a week generally. So
Yeah.
Enough.
And the signals, the best way to get the signals is through Telegram, even rather than Pip Talks. Is that your recommendation?
Oh yeah. Do you I can actually post it in the chat, the Gold Cup Telegram if you want. Because they kind of hide it secretly because people were invading it and trying to steal like pictures of the educators and post them in Instagrams and do some really weird shit. So give me 1 second, and I can get that for you. I've just gotta go find it in Telegram. I just got a new buddy started, and I sent it to him. Who did I just send it to? Oh, damn.
So is the Telegram a little more frequent than the Pip Talk alerts? Because I noticed I was getting Pip Talk alerts that seem to be behind or lagging. Yeah,
I find honestly, guys, that the Telegram is ahead of the Pip Talk. I know they're trying to switch over to that. You know what, Roy? Give me a minute, and I'll shoot it to I'll shoot that Telegram when I locate it to your WhatsApp.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Now,
so, I have a question for you, Dave, regarding setting up alerts. Do you find that there's a limited time window when an alert comes up, like from the browser settings, the alert settings in your browser? If you're an hour or 2 or even 3 or 4 hours past, do you miss your window, or is it still active considering the timelines, the 1 hour charts?
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about the Gold Cup trade specifically.
Yeah, master teacups.
Yeah, they're all pending orders, and most of them aren't triggering right away. So if you left it 3 or 4 hours, you might miss it. But today, I think the quickest one activated was about an hour. It was about an hour today because there was 3 of them. They all activated within 3 hours. So you might miss it if you're leaving it for a few hours. But, I kind of forgot about one. It didn't activate for 4 days, and then it activated and it hit take profit. I was like, whoa, well, that was a pleasant surprise. I was actually about to cancel it because when a trade's kind of gone unactivated for, a couple of days, it's not the worst idea to cancel it. Although they usually would tell you, hey, cancel this trade. But I just left that one, and I guess the strategy was still valid. So they didn't change it or cancel it. So that one hit take profit.
Did you ever experience, like, I would get email alerts when I subscribed to Gold Cup. I'd get the email alerts in my inbox, and I would click on them right away in most cases. And I found I would get into Gold Cup, and then I would look for that pair that my email alert said, and it wouldn't be listed there. It was.
Yeah, you know what? I don't rely on the email alerts at all, personally. I'm always just in the Telegram group. Gotcha. And I will find that, and I will send it to Roy in WhatsApp. I'll do that as soon as we're done here because awesome. I've got it somewhere here. It's buried in one of my Telegrams. I just gotta find it.
Dave.
Yeah.
I have a Telegram, and it's called Gold Cup, and then in brackets VIP. But
it's a scammy one. It's not us.
Yeah, because all it shows is the wins.
It's not us. I know.
Oh.
I'm in the same one actually.
Well, because I'm going, okay, how do I find, all of these are wins, and I'm going, well, okay, I never saw them post the actual trade, and I'm going, how do I find the trade for all these wins? So
yeah,
that's exactly why they're trying to get off of Telegram.
That's exactly correct.
Okay, so
yeah.
I'm leaving that channel right now.
Yeah, so, and actually in the actual you'll know the real Gold Cup alert channel because it's got 35,000 followers in it, or 34,800, like a ton. And that scammy one, they've actually just brought up recently and said, hey, watch out, this is a scam. And there's like 5,000 people in that scammer chat. So God knows, every once in a while they drop, hey, follow this. Like, and they give you another link to go and follow it. Because I downloaded it too, because I mean, it does make sense. And it looks like it's legit. It's got the Gold Cup IML logo. So if you got fooled, don't worry. I got fooled. Everyone else did too.
Well, I never gave any trades. It just gave you the wins. And I went.
I took a winning trade from them, actually, believe it or not. I also took a losing trade from them, though. So we'll call it an even. And then I realized it wasn't the right chat I was following. So yeah, I'll get the right one over to Roy.
Well, pardon the pun, but that'll be gold.
Yeah.
To get the right channel for Gold Cup, yeah, because I follow the emails and I find that it's a little bit challenging to get a trade in on time.
And the Gold Cup app, I mean, nothing's perfect. If we're waiting for perfection in the company, we'll be waiting for a long time, but it's great. So I would just recommend the app's kind of a pain in the butt too. Just get in the Telegram and then log into your product. That's what I do. I'm going to stop the email alerts. It's just like filling.
Well, that's why I stopped, because those email alerts just seemed to be wrong every time I looked at them. So I literally stopped doing the Gold Cup because I couldn't get in on a trade.
Yeah, I know that, I got into listening on a Discord with Manny Quinones and another couple top leaders who are educators that are also building. And they really wanted to get their new people into Gold Cup because they felt it was the easiest to understand. The trade signals, the Master C Cups were easy to follow and it's a good win rate and gave great educational value. So that was their strategy. If someone went with the 4X Platinum, that they get them to upgrade to Gold Cup as well. Mm-hmm. So while I got you guys here, though, there's another, Roy, do you guys have London payout?
No, go ahead and feed our curiosity on London payout. I think I've heard you talk about it many times, and maybe go ahead and tell us about it.
It's just like having free money, like follow in on you head, like by having London payout, basically. It's Kathy Kirkland and Kevin Serrano. It's an add-on to Vibrata. So it's like $10, but I mean, and I've just been tracking, and I only take Kevin's GBP calls, but I also take Kathy's index calls. So she gives pending orders for the SPX 500, the NAS, and the US 30 every night. And for the last 3 weeks, I've been just taking the SPX 500. I just like the risk reward on it better. And it doesn't move quite as crazy as the US 30. Sounds like you're pretty schooled in trading the indices with Kathy. So you know all about that. But I mean, I think, I've taken, it's now up to 14 trades. This last one did hit stop loss actually. So the last 14 calls on the SPX 500, I think 10 have hit take profit, 2 have hit stop loss, and 2 of the other ones have hit, I close in partial profit. So not full TP, but sometimes when you've got 60 or 70% of the way to TP and it's been kind of doing this, you just go secure the bag. You know what I mean? So if you got a new person just doing that, and really that's what I'm thinking for new people too, because Vibrata is a great strategy as well. And then it gives you access to our top educator whenever she's on, who's Kathy Kirkland. She's number one in percentage calls. I mean, that's just the math of it. And then you add the London payout. Then if you were that person had just followed the SPX 500, they would have paid for their account on those trades following proper risk management. And then no one ever leaves. I'm just food for thought. And that system works. And it's $10 when you have Vibrata. You got to have Vibrata. So
now the London payout, is that not, kind of the London open time zone, or can you just make that trade call earlier and go to bed?
Yeah, that's just what they call their alert system. Kevin does, I follow him less because he does trade actually London. He's on live at 3, 4 in the morning our time, which it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
The only time I'm up that late, is when I've been running my bar that can't open right now. So when I'm done with that, I'm ready to do that. But yeah, no, those are pending orders that I take every night. She puts them kind of out sort of right before Frankfurt opens. So you have time to enter them. So
same time Bass is on kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, actually they just came in. They're actually lighting up my phone now. You actually might have seen them with when I was sharing my screen, they were coming up in the corner here. But yeah, I'm going to go enter that index trade as soon as I'm done talking with you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, so but the Gold Cup has worked. I've had a great experience with it. And the price trap strategy, if you really want to learn a breakout strategy and you're really here to like really learn how to trade, that's massive value in my opinion. It's a bit time consuming, and I'm trading HFX too, which I kind of am falling in love with a little bit, to be honest.
I was just wondering about that myself.
Oh, bro. Yeah, I just had my friend who's actually a very skilled Forex trader just joined the team today, and he was on HFX and watching what Matty Pips did. I made 9% in like 17 minutes and then came and joined you guys. So
can you, I know we're kind of all over the map here with our trading strategies, but I would just love to hear a couple of synopsis of what HFX is like.
So they're really short, 3 to 5 minute trades. All the trades I took today were 3 minutes. So it's a totally different, it's not MT4 trading. It's a totally different platform. So basically, you're predicting whether the price is going to be above or below a certain level. And if it's above, you win the trade. And if it's below, you lose. And if you say you risk $50 in the trade, that currency pair might be paying out 80%. So you win $40 in that trade. And then if you lost, you lose the 50. So you know exactly how much you're going to win and exactly how much you're going to lose. It's happening in 3 minutes. Sometimes you roll the trade over for an additional 3 minutes, but it's really fast-paced trading. And the strategy is really simple to follow. It's all about, support and resistance lines, looking at the, trading with a trend, but also kind of when it's hitting the Bollinger Bands and reversing, and just sniping these little moves in the market where price is having a reaction. And I can't lie, me and Jordan Richenbach, who you guys know, he's my partner in this business, we're using Matty Pitt's strategy called Cash Trap. And we went 12-0 the other night, calling our own trades in an hour.
And is someone calling those out initially so that you can learn, or are you kind of just having an analysis the whole thing yourself?
Tonight, I was just following Matty Pips, like copy paste. Like he's like USD JPY, get in for this number, buy, bang, did it. 3 minutes later, take profit. And those were all 3% trades. So when you gain I gained was it 9% or 8%? It was 8 or 9% that I won tonight, that I gained tonight, and that account in like 20 minutes. Like it was crazy. You can also lose that, but Matty's record over his last 150 trades is something ridiculous, like 132-18. So he's now an official Go Live educator. That just happened recently. So it's a totally different style of trading than foreign exchange. But I like it.
Would you say, Dave, though, for people who are getting started, to first master foreign exchange before you get into it? Yeah, and I think that's very, very important for me to say, because I mean, you're talking about having great success, but you also put in the time to learn the skill, starting with Forex and everything else.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't trying to give everyone like, oh, try this, try that. And what Roy's saying is bang on. You'll have more success if you focus on one strategy. And the one mistake I made at the beginning is I was trying to follow like Bass and Kathy and this person, that person, like it was, and you just end up over trading, and you get confused. Like if you were just going to like focus on Vibrata and London payout, that would be great. If you're just going to focus on pivots with Lee Allen and Bass, that's a smart thing to do. They're all great traders. If you're going to focus on doing Gold Cup and learning that MA strategy, or following Christopher Derrick and following his price break strategy, better to be a master of one thing than kind of so-so at like 3 or 4 different things, for sure. Yeah. So you've nailed that for 100%.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think first of all, thanks for your time, Dave. It's like, that was really, really kind of you, and that was very, very helpful. And
I hope so. I mean, it's just, just showing you what it's about. No skin off my back. And if it was helpful, then great. My pleasure to jump on and see you guys.
Absolutely. So everyone, again, we'll do a couple things in our Traders Corner page. We'll post the information that Dave provides, and that is the Telegram channel for the Gold Cup.
Yep.
So I'll post that information, and also we're going to make sure that Jason does the trading with Bass at 11:30. So again, you can use exactly the same channel to join everyone if you want to do that. But it happened that we mentioned that we have 2 Zoom call trading sessions that are done by By Shanda, right. Shanda does the morning crew. And she starts actually, the first part of it, you get some exposure to Kathy Kirkland, and then she moves over to Manny. So that is a great session if you want to kind of get a bit of a taste of Kathy Kirkland and the training that she does. You can join Shanda at that time in the morning, and then she just keeps going into Manny's training session, which is harmonics. And so that gives you good exposure to at least a couple of really good traders.
He's really good too. And his education at that session in the morning, which is 8 a.m. your time, is really good.
Yeah. Thanks a million for your time. We're going to wrap it up, everyone. And you guys,
all right.
I hope that was helpful. And thanks, Dave.
My pleasure. Have a good evening, everyone. Take care.
Good night, everyone. We're going to just call it an evening. It was an over session, but I think that was a really worthwhile thing to have. We have a couple questions in the chat or not?
No questions, but I'll just reiterate the fact that recordings of this this session and all other sessions will be hosted on our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is linked from our traderscorner.org website if you want to find the exact channel link, because I don't have it at the moment. But please go subscribe to that and share any content that is useful for your team.
The big takeaway for me tonight is that Telegram channel, the correct one. So we're going to make sure that everyone has that, because even if you do the 5 to 7 trades just with the Masters Teacup per week, you're going to have a very good experience with that. And that's an easy one to do. The rest of it takes time to learn, which if you're super busy, maybe you don't have time. But if you do have Gold Cup, you know that there's lots to learn. Lots of opportunity to learn, but I want to make sure that I get those teacup entry points coming to me efficiently. So we'll do that by Telegram instead of by email. Okay, thanks everyone. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you on, well, I guess tomorrow night on the presentation with the Greenos, Greg and Melanie, and that's tomorrow night. A live presentation of the opportunity, and have a great rest of your week.
Thanks,
Awesome.
guys.
I will be back online here in an hour and a quarter, guys, for anyone who wants to trade.